Hey, Mr. Lynch, it's Rob Bowser with the Golf Academy. I just wanted to get some kind of key points out to you from your lesson. And so the big focus today, I hope the takeaway for you is that the club face is really open, and because the face is open, it's causing you to do a lot of compensations in your forward swing, especially that are having a negative effect on how solidly you hit the golf ball, as well as direction and power. So let's just kind of walk through it. And so there's your initial grip when you were here earlier, and I just want to give you some sense of some grips on tour. So this is Steve Elkington's grip, and the difference that I want you to be able to see is how much of the logo we can see in his left hand. Now this would, Steve Elkington isn't someone who on tour has a notoriously strong grip. But you can see here there's a lot more forearm rotation in that left hand there than there is for you. As we look at some other ones, here's Keegan Bradley. We can see a little bit more of the back of that left hand, a couple more knuckles there. As we look at Justin Rose, again, same thing. We can see more of the logo on the back of the left hand. Therefore, when he looks down, he can see more knuckles. That forearm rotation is going to help the club face to stay more square and not roll open in the backswing. Here's kind of Lee Trevino, again, kind of not a great camera angle, but you can see as he goes to pull the trigger back, we can see how much of the logo that left hand there is. Okay, and so now as we go to, so what that's going to affect is the club face, we're going to expect to see the club face get open unless you really bow your left wrist throughout the backswing, which, as we put it in motion, we'll kind of see the opposite. So your setup stuff I thought looked fine. The only thing I said is, to you was that the shaft and your arms form a little bit more of a straight line than we would typically see. So what I mean by that is kind of regardless of height, as we look at players from down the target line, you can see more of an angle between the shaft and the left arm there at address. As you can see your hands, you just have what I would call higher hands, meaning like here when we draw a lineup with Jordan Spieth, we see more of a delta, more of a difference here between not something crazy critical. But what I want you to notice is the club face angle. So here's Jordan Spieth. So as he goes back, and I know this isn't great footage, but if we zoom in here on the club face as he's going back, can you see the angle of the face there? And when you get kind of to that same point in the backswing where the shaft is parallel, the face is really excessively rolled open. So the grooves or the sweet spot of his golf club is looking that way, and the sweet spot of your golf club is looking that way. So you've really rolled that face open early in the backswing. And it's not just Jordan Spieth. It's, if we look at Adam Scott here, we'll see very much the same thing. I kind of, and he's not someone that people would say has a shut face, but you can see the angle of that leading edge kind of matches his spine, and we can see your spine angle, while it's very good, there's just not a match there. In addition to that, you can see your left arm in your initial swing goes more out, where his is going more to the inside. So I kind of feel like that first move back for you, there were a lot of misconceptions there. I felt like it was like super wide with no wrist hinge. And for me, this is where the rubber meets the road for you. And I'm not cherry picking swings. I mean, we can kind of go through and just run through a bunch of different players, and it's all going to be very similar. It's not going to be like what we've read. You can see here's Rory McIlroy. There's the leading edge. There's his spine. Here's Nick Price. Again, you can see the club face there. That's the leading edge of that club face. Kind of matches his spine kind of over and over and over again as we go through it. Hunter Mahan. So when you hear people say toe up, they're just passing down generic junk, and they're not looking at what the best players in the world are doing and have done forever. So again, if you look at Luke Donald, you can see the club face there. So to me, you can also see his left arm. So I hope Brooks Koepka, young guy, bomber, so you can see again that club face, it's pointed to the ground. We'll look at a different one with better shutter speed. Again, you can see the face angle there as he goes back. The grooves on that club are more this way. So I feel like I've made that point clear enough. And so, to me, I go, no matter what the short-term pain is, this to me is a death move. This to me is just, there's a lot of things in golf that I think there's gray area and there's room for individuality. But when I see someone roll the club face open, they're toast. It causes you to throw it and come over, all kinds of weird things to get that club face square. All right, so hopefully that kind of makes sense to you. So one of the drills we talked about was doing the preset drill, where you kind of, right here, there's tons of hand movement and club movement where you just kind of keep your hands here and you practice bending the club, presetting those wrists so that the club's there, and then you turn. The other one we talked about was kind of L to L swings. So from a face-on standpoint, like someone like Snead does this very well. You can see perfect L here, and then you'll see a mirror image of that on the forward swing where that club starts to rehinge, and now the right arm and the shaft begin to make an L on the way through. So that's a good drill for you to do as well. This, to me, this first move off the ball looks like a misconception to me. It looks like someone told you to take it out or take it straight back or to go wide, and now your arm kind of disconnects from your body and your arms go out and the face is really, excessively open there. So here's some of the afters. So here's your grip where you feel like it's kind of ridiculously strong, and I would say by tour standards, that's Aaron Baddeley there. We still can't see nearly the amount of the logo of the glove that we'd be able to see with a tour player, but I get it doesn't feel comfortable, and just as long as you keep working your way towards more of what I'd call a neutral grip as opposed to a weak grip. And then here's kind of from down the target line. So this is better. This was the after. So the face is better. It doesn't yet match your spine angle, but it's getting better. It still needs to be more exaggerated. The hands need to work a little bit more. The left arm, let's say, and the hands need to work a little bit more to the inside. But that's what I'd really like you to focus on, because it's going to make a big difference. I can tell you've got good golf in you, but that open club face has really messed you up. So I hope that helps, Mr. Lynch. Let me know if you have any questions. You got my email. I'm not super good at checking it, especially when I'm really busy on the tee, but I will definitely get back to you if you have any questions. Okay, thanks again for coming.